Hi, I'm Jared.
And I'm Brad.
And this week on Hood Slappers, we're going to be reviewing the 2021 Honda CR-V. There are very few absolutes in the automotive world. For example, the Ferrari F40 is the greatest car of all time. You don't make friends with people who drive PT Cruisers. And yes, all Subaru drivers do wear Tilly hats. It's also rare when a manufacturer does something borderline questionable and sticks with it. But in 1997, when Honda came out with the CR-V, the taillights were just that, questionable. But more than 20 years later and 5 generations afterwards, Honda has stuck out with those taillights and are now one of the most recognizable vehicles of all time. And that is another absolute.
This 2021 CR-V Touring is the last year of the 5th generation CR-V. It's the biggest, fastest, and most fuel-efficient CR-V to date. Even with a redesign around the corner, there is still a lot of love left to give from this 5th generation model.
When the 5th generation of CR-V came out in 2017, it was awarded the noble title of SUV of the Year. And I was also told by a Honda Canada rep that Toyota had purchased the CR-V that year just so they could dismantle it and find out what makes it so good. You know you're on the right track of something when one of the biggest brands in the world decides to do that.
Where do we start? Well, I think we have to start again with another legendary Honda engine. This 1.5 liter turbocharged engine is capable of giving you 190 horsepower and capable of towing up to 1,500 pounds.
But I think it's important for our viewers to know more of what's under here, because represented in the crumple zones is what Honda calls their ACE body structure, and they define it as so. It's designed to disperse frontal impact energy to enhance occupant protection while more effectively controlling it in severe collisions to help prevent intrusions into the passenger's cabin.
This, along with crash worthiness, crash and avoidance mitigation, and their child seat latch use, has given the 2021 CR-V the IIHS top safety pick.
Now, the 2021 CR-V starts at a very reasonable price of $29,970, but the Touring model, which we have with us today, starts at just over $41,000. So the question is, what do you get for that extra $11,000?
Well, to start, you'll get satellite navigation on your 7-inch display screen. Honda teamed up with Garmin to produce a very easy-to-use operational system. Now, on top of that, you'll also get an upgraded stereo system, which is capable of 330 watts and gives you 9 speakers.
The CR-V will also give you a nice brand new pair of shoes with these 19-inch aluminum alloy wheels. But on top of that, over here, what you'll also get is, instead of the blind spot camera, you'll be upgraded to Honda's blind spot information system, and that will be on both sides of the vehicle.
The Touring also provides a feature called hands-free power tailgate. Now, let me demonstrate this because this is a big problem solver. Let's say your hands are full and you need to get something in the back. What do? This feature takes care of the problem.
The Touring model also provides you with the ability to adjust the height of your tailgate to your liking. There.
You also get these dual LED headlights along with these LED fog lights for your $11,000 price increase. Because let's be honest, there's nothing more tragic than seeing these beauties coming down the road and you've got a 60-watt light bulb for a fog light. These just look so much better.
The Touring model also gives you rain-sensing windscreen wipers. Along with that, you'll also get Honda's panoramic moonroof. The CR-V Touring also offers a wireless charging pad, which allows you to put your phone down and charge it without the use of any wires.
Which is fantastic, but Jared, I can't understand why my phone isn't charging right now.
This is why.
But what is it, too old? Anywho, why don't you put yours on and see if it works?
Gladly.
Huh, pretty impressive.
All Honda CR-Vs come with a capless gas cap. Honda says this will take away some of the fuss at the gas stations. However, I think most of the fuss is because of the gas prices. Aside from that, the CR-V has a very impressive 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers in terms of your gas use. There is an SUV out there that is better, a fair bit better. The RAV4 hybrid gets in at 6 liters per 100 kilometers combined city and highway. The catch is, if you want something similarly equipped to this, you'll have to add yet another $10,000 bill to your purchase. If you ask me, I'd say I'd go with the CR-V.
Honda also does a great job at majoring in the minor things. For instance, their back seats open to a 90-degree angle. This is a lifesaver when you're trying to do things like install child seats or stuff something in the back. It really is quite remarkable.
When the CR-V first came out, it only had 1 trim level. Now we have 6. It had a 2-liter engine with 126 horsepower. Now we have a 1.5 turbocharged engine that produces 190 horsepower. You could get one for about $20,000 American. Now Canadian, we're looking at $30,000 to about $41,000. It had independent suspension. That hasn't changed. We still have independent suspension. The vehicle was so ahead of its time, there was no segment to put the CR-V in. Honda named it CR-V, and that meant comfortable, runabout vehicle. But now we call it a compact sedan. One thing that has indeed changed are the color options.
Now, colors drive me nuts, Jared. I don't understand why we can't just call them white, black, blue, red, gray.
Well, I do have a list of color options that are provided.
Let's hear 'em.
On the 2021. Platinum white pearl,
White.
okay. Crystal black pearl, okay. Modern steel metallic. Not the old.
Not the
steel.
old, the
This
modern.
is new.
Modern, yes.
Lunar silver metallic.
Oh,
Lunar.
lunar.
Radiant red metallic. That sounds good. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Obsidian blue pearl. And sonic gray pearl.
Sonic gray.
Sonic gray.
How about that? And we can't forget about the cargo space.
The CR-V also has 60/40 split back seats in the rear that go down with great ease. Allow me to demonstrate. Now, when both seats are folded down, Honda offers a very impressive 2,100 liters of cargo space in the back.
I would say we've been pretty professional today.
I was going to say, how did that happen?
That's a good question, but we should take this for a drive before we ruin it.
That's right.
Jared, you know I'm not a difficult guy to impress, but I gotta tell you, I really like this. This is a great SUV.
I agree. There are a lot of useless words that journalists use to describe a car. Athletic, premium, elegant, but I don't think you need to use those words with the CR-V.
No.
It's really just good,
Yeah.
especially the touring model.
The thing is, Jared, besides the touring trim level, there's actually one above it. It's the Black Edition trim level. And for just $2,000 extra, you get lots of little nice aesthetic touches, you could say. It's really fun. For instance, you get Black Edition floor mats, you get black wood grain, you get perforated leather with the words Black Edition written on them. I mean, it looks really remarkable, and it's not quite as fancy, I think you could say, as VW's R-Line package, but I think Honda's on the right track with something like this.
If I had to say a couple bad things about the car, they're really not a big deal, but I wish there was still a pass-through in the rear. You do have the 60/40 split back seats, but I really did like that pass-through. They stopped doing that in 2012, and I don't know why, because a lot of people appreciate it, and there are other brands that still provide that. The other thing I would say is the design's getting a little stale. We're a couple years into it, but the good news is there is a redesign on the horizons. Don't know exactly when it's coming out, but they are going to tweak the CR-V to make it look fresh again.
Here is a little did you know. For instance, Honda will be introducing its very first electric SUV in 2024, and it's going to be called the Prologue. The Prologue, I'm not sure what you think of that name. I kind of like it, and this is part of Honda's plan to have 100% zero emissions by the year 2040.
2040.
2040, that's not so long from now.
Yeah.
Well, 19 years.
19 years. Think they can do it?
If anyone can, Honda can.
I think that's a good point.
I think if anyone can, it could be them. So we shall see.
A lot of SUVs, you know, CR-V, HRV, RAV4. What the hell's a RAV?
I don't know. This
What
is
is
why
it?
I like the idea of the prologue. That's at least a name. It's not just a bunch of letters.
You gotta name these things, I think.
100%.
Don't just give it numbers.
Prologue.
Yeah, prologue.
It should be Alpha. Omega. The Honda Omega.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, that,
No?
uh,
What about what about the Honda Bradley?
I was thinking about that. Giving
Yeah?
it people names.
People names.
'Cause you got Mustang,
Yeah.
Corvette, Camaro.
Yeah.
What about a John?
Well,
A Bill.
not a John or a Bill. It's got to have
Why
class.
Bradley?
That has class. It makes you think, oh, this person's fun, has some energy. There are no fancy words to describe the CR-V, but it started out as a pioneer and it hasn't slowed down since. 5 generations down, Honda has proved they're a heavy hitter in the SUV market. And with a wide variety of trim levels and color choices, there's a CR-V for everyone. And with that, I give the 2021 Honda CR-V my hood slap of approval.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.